So a lot of people have probably heard this, and again, it's something that's so easy to roll our eyes at and think, that can't be having an effect, or surely there's something else more important. But really, if
Too
we're
easy.
on, it's too easy. I know. But if we're on our phones late at night, if we're watching TV, if there's a lot of bright light exposure in our house, that can impact our ability to fall asleep and disrupt our circadian rhythm and melatonin production, which is very important for sleep. And likewise, in the morning, ideally, we want to be getting bright light exposure, and being inside your home isn't enough. So actually getting outside, getting that daylight exposure, even on a cloudy day, that's also a really powerful regulator of circadian rhythm. So if someone's listening to this and they're wanting to support their sleep and they're not already doing those two things, I would look at trying to decrease light exposure after sunset. Although for some people in some parts of the world, that might be really early. So at least a couple of hours before bed, dimming those lights, trying to stay off screens, and then going outside for 5 or 10 minutes after the sun comes up in the morning. And then I also think about the wind down period before bed. So when you said, having a glass of warm milk, I mean, there's so many tips and tools that get thrown around that can help us feel sleepy. But I like to say it's not just what we do, it's how we do it. So if you're doing these wind down rituals, but again, it's just feeling like ticking a box, I've meditated and now I'm going to go and do this thing and go and do that thing. If we're going about this with kind of a frantic energy, and this feeds into nervous system regulation, which I talk a lot about, we are not going to reap the benefits of these things as much as if we go about these things in a more slower, calmer, gentler way. And so what we want to do in the evening is, by all means, if you have practices that make you feel relaxed, do those, but try and do them slowly and calmly. And even then, after you've, had your cup of tea or whatever it might be, and you go to brush your teeth, don't then start rushing. Like, keep that slow energy going all the way until your head hits the pillow, because I think it's really important that we need to be down regulating our nervous system at night to then be able to fall asleep, rather than what a lot of us do is go all through the day, and then by the time our head hits the pillow, we've had no wind down. And so it's very hard to then go from that energy to being asleep in an
And then
instant.